Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Internet Nobodies podcast, a podcast where we're nobodies on the internet. I am Freddie, and we are here with our usual ragtag group of nobodies.
I'm Pete, and let's bring back the driving ranges.
I'm internet celebrity Rob Lowe, and I know that nobody beats the Wiz.
I'm Dale, and I'm in the adult section of Blockbuster.
I'm Terrell, and I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
I'm Freddie, and Terrell took mine.
We're starting off strong, everybody. Starting off strong.
I like it.
Terrell's already broken. We just started. Let's start. Let's actually start the podcast.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba!
Oh, that's great. I didn't at all think that someone else was gonna think the same video as I was. I was like, it's such a. We're talking about places that like. By the way, here's the topic. We're talking about places from our childhood that don't exist anymore. If the whole Toys R Us thing didn't kind of throw it in there.
Or the Wiz.
Jeffrey the Giraffe.
I would have gone in the direction of Blockbuster, but then I was like, I don't know if Blockbuster had a slogan.
It was probably, hey, come rent videos from us. Who else are you gonna go see?
It was
Hollywood
my
Video.
local video store was better than Blockbuster and cheap.
You know what? So was mine. In all honesty, I stopped going to Blockbuster because they were charging me for movies that didn't exist.
Yeah, the mom and pop store was
Well,
better.
you don't get that nostalgic
Shazam?
Blockbuster smell when you walk into your store. Because Blockbuster had such a specific scent, a very specific scent. Where if someone said Blockbuster and they were talking about it right now, I could still
You can
smell
can
it.
that shit and put it in an aircell spray can.
Oh my god! If they
People-
made a
people
candle
Just like
of that, I
Hawaiian
would
Breeze,
buy
right,
it.
Pete?
Hawaiian Breeze.
just like the Hawaiians breezing all over the place.
I would buy that. I would buy that scent if it was a candle. I'm not gonna lie. If they made the Blockbuster store scent as a candle, I would buy it. I would be lighting that in my room every day. Every
This is how
day.
Blockbuster is going to come back.
Rumor
as a
has it.
candle.
Rumor has it that John Blockbuster, creator of Blockbuster, took the secret of the recipe to his grave.
Damn.
Damn.
Those 17 movies and CDs gone.
Yup.
Also, the Pokemon Snap.
Oh, yeah.
Picture.
Yeah, dude.
yeah,
I
I
still
never
have
used
mine.
that.
I have it. I
Never
have my
used it.
stickers.
I always wanted
Oh,
to.
man.
Never did.
Oh
Yeah, same.
yeah,
I never
forgot that
used it, though.
Even
Yeah.
existed.
Are
you
you
take
telling
pictures
me
of
I can't make my
Pokemon.
room smell like I have an overdue video that's 2 weeks?
I mean,
Wait,
you
so you
can
want your
just get
room-
an overdue video that's 2
You-
weeks.
You want your room to smell like anxiety?
Just go rent a DVD from the library.
Yeah.
like Freddie does.
That's
all I
Leave it
did.
around your room.
I returned them all this week. I'm good.
Do red boxes still exist?
Yes.
Yeah, Redbox still
Yeah.
exists.
I have not seen one in.
I have.
A
I kid you not. I have one right around the corner from me. It's right outside
Go,
of the
go to
7-Eleven.
your local 7-Eleven.
Yeah,
Yes.
7-Eleven and Walmart.
supermarkets. They're
Walmart
there.
has them too.
Just look for it. It's in the
I
corner.
think Walmart.
It's next to the Coinstars.
Yeah, maybe the 7-Eleven has one. Anyway, so
7-Eleven definitely has one.
Talking about places that are gone.
So
what's
I'm
the-
gonna,
yeah,
I wanna
what's
actually
taken from us too soon.
I want to
some
start
shit
like a
that you
weird
guys-
way, right? Because it's I want
Oh.
to start with something that technically exists, and we could like
Okay.
branch off of there. Because I think Freddie just mentioned he's been to the mall,
Mhm.
and I was at the mall like a month ago. The mall is basically gone, right? like because we were hearing for years like oh the malls are dying, malls are dying. Most of us have lived on Long Island or are on or were on Long Island at some point.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Except
very,
for one
you
of
know,
us who is halfway
a lot of
across the
people
globe.
here. So when we go to the mall,
I
it's
haven't been
packed.
to any of your malls, so.
Yeah, but you don't. It's not like you live in Bumblefuck. I'm sure your mall is probably like.
Oh dear God, yeah, no. There might be one mall that has some ounce of life to it, but
But that's the thing, like because us,
There's
we're
only-
just
it's-
like we would go to the mall and it's like it was still popping. We got get new stores. It was always full. Like I'm sure Freddie could agree with me. Like bro,
Yeah.
our mall is empty. Like about a third of the stores are straight up gone. Just nobody in the mall. Like the stores are literally just manned by like one or two people who are doing
Oh, yeah.
fuck all. and it's just like, wow, this is like
They're just
like,
folding
we're
the
in
same
such a, like,
T-shirt over and over.
We're in such a populous area, but if you go to our mall, it looks like we're in the middle of nowhere. Like,
Well,
we're
see,
in,
so-
you know,
so, like,
in a-
that's
That mall
like-
in particular is very popular because it's right near a fucking college.
Yeah, so that's like how like down here, the one mall, Arundel Mall, is like alive and popping because it's right across the street from the casino. Like the casino is essentially attached to that mall.
right.
But
Okay.
if you go to like Annapolis Mall, I can almost guarantee you that mall is some ounce of dead. I haven't been in that mall since COVID started, but beforehand there wasn't really a lot to do with that mall. It was just literally nothing but clothing stores in that mall. You know, and I like that mall because it's like maybe 10-15ish minutes away from downtown, not even. And downtown has like all the bars. That and Annapolis Mall, and I don't want to be this guy, but I'm going to be this guy for like 2 seconds.
Do it.
Annapolis Mall, I shit you not, has like a lot of hot chicks that walk through it.
Oh, yeah.
But
Our
just,
mall had 2 GameStops for some reason.
They had almost
What?
3 because there was one just outside.
yeah,
in the same
they
parking
had the
lot.
walking distance one in the parking lot, the two
Yeah.
inside, and I don't know if you remember this, like when when GameStop bought everything, and I'm sure we're gonna talk about, you know, GameStop buying certain places later, but when GameStop took over like all the other places, there was like, because it took over EB, there was there was the GameStop,
Funko-Land.
there was the GameStop in walking distance, and there was that one, the old, I think it was called Planet Comics or something like that.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that eventually got bought out by GameStop too. So they were within a walking area, like on one lot, there was 4 GameStop related stores at once.
Okay, yeah.
It was like the Starbucks back in the
That's
day.
right.
Where Starbucks is every store.
I knew.
well,
yeah,
see, that's
when,
like
when it was
so.
EB.
So Annapolis Mall has 2 Starbucks, one that you can actually walk in and sit in, and then
One's
another
the
one
good
down
Starbucks,
one of the other.
and the other one is the
And-
good Starbucks.
We
don't go to
you
that
have the
one, we go
that
to
you
the
can actually
good
like sit and chill
Starbucks.
in, but you still got like this small food court right outside of it, with fish tanks and whatnot. But then the other one is just one that you walk up to, make your order, and then walk away from. But it's like on the it's on the wall. It's not like one of those like fucking kiosks that are like in the middle of the walking strip.
Okay, so it's like ours has like 4 Auntie Anne's now. I don't know if Freddie noticed.
Yeah.
Every mall has 4
Yeah, I
Auntie
saw
Anne's.
that.
Like, no, they've grown. Auntie Anne's is expanding into the
They're
crevices
multiplying.
that have been abandoned.
They're multiplying. They're reproducing.
Yeah, they took over because they had the informational booth right in the middle. Of
Yeah,
the
I was gonna say that
They took over that.
over.
Like, I'm like, what?
Wait, they put an Auntie Anne's on the info booth?
Yeah, I'm like, how am I supposed to? Who am I supposed to go to now when I'm confused about the mall and its
The
layout?
Auntie Anne's. You go to the Auntie Anne's. They're the new info booth.
Yeah, they
You
know
just
everything.
have to buy some pretzels before you get your info.
Yeah, that's the trick. You get a pretzel, and on the bottom of the bag has like the map of the mall.
Yeah, exactly.
Buy a pretzel, and I'll tell you where the 5th GameStop is.
Oh my god.
They had.
Well, I mean, there was
to,
a Think Geek eventually.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
They had to find some way to recycle the maps.
which
We knew
actually the
people that worked
GameStop
there.
is the Think Geek now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They moved into that store.
Well, GameStop owned ThinkGeek, so
Yeah,
now, well,
yeah.
now they do.
Speaking of that mall, there is something that was in that mall that I just found out today because I looked at the list of
The dog
shit
store.
that's
The
shut
dog
down.
store's gone, Dale.
Oh well, that was a puppy mill anyway. So
Yeah, but
Yeah.
So who cares?
but
yeah.
there were dogs in the mall.
the Tijuana. I didn't
Yeah,
know
that's
Tijuana,
gone.
Tijuana, yeah.
shut
yeah,
down.
Tijuana's
It's gone.
on.
Yeah, that
we
made-
had a
that
Yeah,
made
both
Tijuana
like
here too.
Starbucks.
I've never been to Tijuana, so.
Oh
I
my
found
god!
out
All
today
right,
that
so
they're-
so back when I used to work for this place called Fresh Play in the Annapolis Mall, the Tijuana was still around. I went there, had a sample of the Samurai Chai tea, bought it that day, but I asked them to hold on to it for me because I didn't have shit to bring it, to kind of like take it back with me because I worked in the mall. So they did me a solid, came back. I also bought something else on top of that. My god, the tea is fresh, the tea is great, it's tasty, I miss it.
so wait,
'cause, like,
are they gone, or are they just...
Yeah, they're gone.
Oh yeah, it
The-
shut down
you
2
can-
years ago.
Starbucks bought them.
Yeah, Starbucks
Oh,
bought
really?
them,
Wow.
and then Tijuana now sells their shit as tea bags that you can find in, like, say, Target, Walmart, or like any grocery store.
And it's not
But,
gonna be
like,
the same. Cause
Yeah, it's
like,
not the same because you
prepackaged,
can't just go to a Tavana and you literally just get the tea leaves in
Yeah,
and like I still have my shit from like, oh my god, 2013. That's in like this this airtight container, so it's still fresh and I can still make the tea. But I can't go back to Tavana and get some more of like the chai to make the samurai chai or like any other kind of tea. Or like emperor pearls, or like green tea, and
You,
like,
you know
shit
what?
Like that.
It's not
going
gonna be the same. But if you have a
No.
Chinatown around you, go to Chinatown.
well-
find the market, and it's gonna be probably the closest thing you're gonna do.
That's called hopping
Oh.
the metro train straight into DC and
Yeah,
then
there
walking
you
into Chinatown because I've done that.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Or if you have a health food store, there's a few health food stores over here that sell like things
Tea
in
leaves
bulk.
and shit like that.
So I don't know. I don't
maybe.
actually know if they do tea. I've never actually looked to see if they've done tea in bulk around here, but I imagine that like some places would do that.
I'd have to check. That was like the reason why I love Tivana and I do miss it dearly is because I would drink more tea than I would like anything else, but like having access to like actual tea leaves and not like the fucking 4C. Like, not that I have an issue with 4C.
Hey.
I grew up with 4C. Okay, I grew up with that
Yeah,
green
you give me
container.
that 4C
of decaf
raspberry
tea.
iced tea, bruh. don't even
Yeah,
play.
no, that 4C half and half, dog.
Yeah. Yo, no, you
Yeah,
gotta do it
no,
yourself.
not
You
that I
get
have
the
an
4C,
issue with 4C.
4C raspberry, and then you get the Country Time lemonade.
The Country Time lemonade, yeah.
do that
Yeah, I know
yourself.
what you're talking about. I'm about that life. No, it's like
We're
not
getting
that
way
I have
off
an issue
topic.
with, yeah, now that I have an
Very,
issue
very.
with 4C, but I like Tavana primarily because I can get like actual tea leaves, and the fact that that's gone now actually honestly hurts.
So I have a question.
Because having
kinda-
access to fresh tea leaves is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
So I have a question because we kind of glossed over it a bit, making jokes. Blockbuster. So
Yes.
what was something you guys like always rented from Blockbuster?
All right, so I'm gonna have to like commandeer this one for like a hot minute.
Oh,
The-
okay. Oh.
Not
As
it's not the thing
Pharrell's
that
do.
we
Came in
most,
hot and heavy on that one.
It's not the thing that we most likely we rented the most because I went all over the place here. The very first thing I rented at Blockbuster that we rented, my family rented, was a PS1 when it came out. We rented a PS1 and a bunch of PS1 games.
Yeah, you could rent consoles, and it was
Yeah, I
like for
remember
like
renting a
2
PS2.
days or something like that.
No, I think we had ours maybe for like 3 days.
Oh.
Or 3 or 4 days. I know we kind of tried to drag it out because we really wanted to try
yeah,
the
you
thing.
came back and they're like, all right, this is a $300 late fee on this, sir.
or some shit like that. Whatever, I don't remember. But so we played it, and I think my dad rented Silent Hill.
Okay.
I think so. I think it was Silent Hill. We rented
It's a
two
good thing to
games to give it a run through, and then we loved it. So we eventually got a PS1 for Christmas. Which I found all my PS1, almost all my PS1 games recently. It was that, and then like we eventually went back. We rented Silent Hill was definitely one of the rentals. I think I rented a Madden game. And then at some point, and I think this is when I sort of discovered Mega Man, I rented out X5 and played that. And I was just like, well, why the fuck have I not played through the series? And I shit you not, I think I might have rented as many Mega Man games as I possibly could over the course of time so I can play through the series. Because I remember renting Legends 1 and playing through Legends 1. Like, that was the biggest rental. It was like that one and then Final Fantasy X. Because I rented Final Fantasy X from Blockbuster as well. When
Oh, wow.
PS2s came out and shit like that. And then I eventually went back to buy it.
And you know what? Renting the disc games was that way better than renting cartridges.
'cause
You
cartridges had
kept the
other people's
memory. You
saves.
kept the memory cards. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
if you got
exactly.
a cartridge, you were instantly like at the mercy of whoever had the game before you. You're like, all right, do I just overwrite his save or do I start over? Like what? Like.
Nah,
Yeah,
man,
especially
I'd
games
say
that-
fuck
Or
'em.
wait, you continue.
Yeah, you
where
continue
they
where
left
he
off,
was,
Yeah.
and then you play and have no
continue their
clue where he is
legacy.
because he stopped like
Especially-
right at a boss because he couldn't beat it. You're just like, God.
Especially
Nah.
with games that had multiple save slots, like Ocarina of Time, that had like 3.
Yeah.
And it was just
No,
like, well,
I
who
always
do
said
get-
fuck
who
it.
do I
I'm
get rid
erasing
of?
this person's. I always said fuck it. I'm erasing
Yes,
this person's
that's what I
shit.
did too.
Yeah, I was like, fuck you.
You're the guy
didn't
who
beat
would
this
like
game in
who would
that
just
rental
erase
time? Fuck you.
everybody's save on the cartridge and be like, this
Yep.
cartridge is
Yeah.
mine for the next 48 hours. Nobody else has a save.
Yep. Yeah. No. Exactly. Because I'd expect people to do the same to me. Where it's just like, yeah, they're gonna erase the fucking data. Whatever. I don't care.
Oh man.
I remember one thing I rented a lot was Mischief Makers. It's an old N64 game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rented that a lot and never beat it, mostly because of that shit. It was like, I had a save, and then it got fucking erased.
Oh, I just had a fucking flashback. So, I don't know if anybody's gonna remember this game, but I just now remember this game because this is back when because my cat just walked right by me. But this is when I had this cat named Felix. It was like after we got the PS1, and we rented this game called Jersey Devil. It was a weird ass platformer.
Oh, I remember that
I
game.
don't think I know this game.
I thought you were gonna say Klonoa, not Jersey Devil.
No, but I did play Klonoa.
I think I also rented Jersey Devil. 'Cause I
Oh
couldn't
my
find it
god.
anywhere else.
I'm looking this up.
No,
right
I
now.
remember-
I've
I
never
remember
seen this game
Klonoa.
before.
Fuck, I need to buy it now.
You need to buy Jersey Devil.
I don't even
Yeah, I
know
don't
if
think
it's
I had
available
something
anywhere.
that I like constantly rented. I was always renting like new games or like really bad,
Movies.
horribly done sci-fi movies.
There is one film when I was younger that I rented so many times, like not just this one, all of them. I would always rent the Three Ninjas movie.
Yo, those are good movies.
I would literally cycle out every single movie. Like I would get the Three Ninjas Knuckle Up, and the Three Ninjas High Noon Mountain. And I would just like cycle through those 3 films every time we went to the movie place. I would just like, it's like, all right, time to go get the next one. Watch that for this week.
But no, speaking of Klonoa, and this isn't like a place I miss, but this is a thing I miss because
Yo,
this was a
Jersey
cool
Devil's
thing.
expensive.
How much?
It's $60 on Amazon.
Jesus
Oh yeah, and
Christ.
it's got like a 5 on Metacritic, or 5 like. Or,
It was not that great.
You know,
but
it
was
wasn't
okay.
great.
No, but
Like, I
it
enjoyed it
looked
when I played
cool.
it.
But no, the reason why I also bring up Jersey Devil is this runs into my next thing. It's not a place I miss, but it's a thing I miss that a place did back in the day.
Hold on, are you, I want to stick on Blockbuster before you segue off.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, all right. It's a minor segue, but yeah, all right.
Because I have a couple of different stories. One is actually like most of the time I didn't even like go to Blockbuster. Like I went to Blockbuster a few times. Most of the time it would just be my local video store or even just the library. Like, and I found the trick at the library, right? Which would be like I would rent. There was 2 games that I rented constantly: Ocarina and Pokemon Snap. So I'd rent them,
Oh yeah, I rented that too.
bring them
Pokemon
back,
Snap.
and because they kept the media right next to the desk, the reception desk, as soon as I returned it, within 5 minutes, they put it right back on the shelf. So all I had to do was walk around the library for like 5-10 minutes, go to the media section, and the game I had just returned would be right back on the shelf. So I ended up keeping like Ocarina and Pokemon Snap for like several weeks at a clip because I would just keep re-renting them.
Oh my god.
So I never had to worry about people overwriting my save for those. I was the
Also,
save.
another
But-
thing
At
about
that point, you might as well have just.
Well,
bought the
eventually, I got Snap. It took a while for me to get Actually, I don't think I. Do I own Ocarina? I don't think I own a copy of Ocarina. I think I got the GameCube
No?
version. I don't think I have a
thing.
Nintendo
You
64
gotta go
version.
see Tristan.
But
You gotta go see Tristan. Yeah, see what he's got.
But my actual Blockbuster story. I have two Blockbuster stories. One, I think both of them actually involve renting at my cousin's house because when I would hang out over there, like they would rent games. One is I rented Pokemon. I think it was Pokemon trading card game on the Game Boy, and
played a lot of that game.
it got stuck. Like when we were going home, it got stuck in the center console. I think it was my dad's car or somebody's car, and
Wow.
we had to. It ended up like I think it was my dad, and he had to like take out the whole center section to get this game out so it could be returned to so it could be given to my
God.
uncle, so that way it could be returned to Blockbuster.
So
uh,
I have a question about. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, and the second one, and this one's the one for me though. Again, staying over at my cousin's house, and we went to Blockbuster, you know, get whatever, and straight up a month before it was released, they had Animal Crossing on the GameCube.
Ha! That's funny as hell.
And so at the time, like, I had a Nintendo Power subscription. Nintendo was obviously hyping it up because it was their own game and everything. So I was like, oh, cool. This game's not even supposed to be out yet. Let me get it. Dude, that game, like, Terrell might not know. The other guys should know. Like, I'm huge into old Animal Crossing. Like, that was my jam. And that literally started because I was able to play the game legitimately a month early. And I loved it. And then because I played it on my cousin's GameCube, he had the save, so I wasn't able to get the town that I started at his house. But I started a town at my house on my memory card, whatever. Literally released week. I bought it, went back to my town, and they're like, "Where have you been for 3 weeks?" And I'm like, "Sorry, Animal Crossing people. I'll never betray you again." But yeah, so my Animal Crossing town, which I have it, I still have that on my memory card, is like pre-release.
Wow.
So
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
And I even got I ended up getting like a Kmart. We're gonna talk about Kmart later.
Oh God, yeah.
Kmart had a deal where you could actually get the guide with the game, and it was the same price. So I ended up having the guide and everything. I still have that guide. It has like the checklist of all. I loved it.
I might have done that too. That sounds familiar.
Because they did it for like 3 or 4 games that came out that season. Because I know they did it for Animal Crossing, and I know they did it for Sunshine. Maybe Metroid Prime, if that was around the same time. I can't remember.
That might have been Metroid Prime then.
Maybe. But so the minor segue I had.
I had one more thing on Blockbuster.
Oh, okay.
When your local Blockbusters shut down, what did they end up turning into?
Oh my God! All right. So the one in Jersey, I don't know what happened to those, but the one down on Route 40 in Ellicott City, Maryland, heading towards the Enchanted Forest, which is now not a thing anymore. That went through many phases. That went from a Blockbusters to like some food joint, and it went from a food joint to some other random thing. And then that whole entire block, I think it got knocked down, but I'm not entirely sure, because right next to that thing was this burger joint called Smash Burger, and then that Smash Burger is now turning into something else. That Blockbuster has gone through a metamorphosis.
It's cursed.
Yeah, it's cursed. It is cursed. Everything that's been there, or in that strip at the very least, has changed several times over.
I feel like over here the Blockbusters either just are still abandoned. Like, I know the one in Sunvet Mall never got filled. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about Sunvet. But
that place still technically exists.
It exists like the malls that we just talked about. It exists just in location only. But I think some of them either just became nothing or dollar stores. I feel.
Yeah, I think that was the natural progression.
Really, torn down.
Torn down. It's now a bank and a Starbucks.
Jeez.
And then the other one got turned into a Dunkin' Donuts.
Wow.
Yeah, the one near me was turned into a pool store. Like, they didn't even change the building or anything. It's just a pool store now.
Oh, that's what that was?
It just says Pool Busters.
Yeah,
25?
the one right next to the one on 25.
That's what I was thinking.
Right next to next to where KFC used to be.
Mine for the longest time was just an abandoned place, and then it was something for a bit. I don't remember what. I want to say it was either a gym or something else, and that didn't last long, and that shut down. And then it was abandoned for the longest time again, and then it became the Moe's that was by me that we ate at a couple times.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
But then the Moe's shut down, and then it became this amazing gyro and grill restaurant.
Oh.
So you traded up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was when the Moe's was gone, that place opened. I was like, and there was like a line out the door. I'm like, I need to try this place. It was really good.
So
See, I think that just goes to prove a point that every location that Blockbusters owned and shut down had to go through a very set of changes until it was like, this is the thing that's staying.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, your Segu.
So the
Terrell?
Seiyu I had was it's a minor thing, like I said. It's just that it's not a place, but it's a thing I miss. Because talking about Blockbuster reminded me of this. Does anybody remember when Pizza Hut used to do demo discs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
yes.
god.
Bro,
So-
I got my PS1 used. My dad got it from like somebody he worked with, and so we didn't get a game, but he gave us the Pizza Hut demo disc. So that demo disc was like my life until we got real games.
Yeah. So this just brings up like an extremely minor thing. Is that like one of the things that used to exist? Demos, like demo disc, or like something
Yeah.
that you would get from like a store, like Pizza Hut, where it's like demo disc 1, where it had like Crash Bandicoot, and a bunch of other Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and like a bunch of Tony Hawk Pro Skater was on one of them.
I do remember this.
And a few other things like that. Because I played Klonoa on a demo disc, but I don't think it was like a Pizza Hut demo disc. But it's just like that concept right there. After talking about Blockbuster and just remembering the Pizza Hut
Yeah.
demo discs, because I was just reliving my childhood as we're talking. I was like, oh right, I miss that thing. I miss when you can get like a disc with just like short playthroughs of games.
Yeah.
Because then it's just like, okay, I really enjoyed what I played. I want to play the rest of this game. You don't really have demos anymore. The concept of demos is like extremely foreign, or if there is a demo, it's extremely like,
It's a game that's
It-
already
it's-
hyped.
yeah, it's a game
Yeah.
that's already hyped. So, or the only demos you can get are on Steam.
Yeah. Like, cause honestly, I recently I looked at like the PS4 demo section, and there's not like, I feel like it doesn't change. Like on a whole year, maybe a couple of like really big games, but it's like games that they just want to like let people know like, hey, yeah, this is going to be good. You know, it's good. It's definitely gonna be good.
Yeah.
So it's just like, all right, cool. Thanks for
Or
reaffirming the thing
it's
that I was
like-
going to buy, like instead of giving me something new and interesting. Even though
Or it's like
if
you
anybody
go to
played that,
Walmart.
Balan Wonderland, did anybody play that demo?
Balan-
No, I do
No.
want to play it though. It looks good. Is it not good?
It's it's made by the guy who made Sonic the Hedgehog, which should be good.
Which
Except-
one?
No, like actually Sonic.
Oh, actual
the
Sonic the
Hedgehog.
Hedgehog. Okay, that's
Um,
why.
the problem is the last game that he directed was Rodea the Sky Soldier on the Wii U, which was
I don't know anything about that
wasn't
game.
good. It wasn't good at all. So I mean, it looks really nice. It has a nice art style, but then you play and you're
Oh,
like,
wait.
this is
Well, it has a
not-
Nights into Dreams vibe. That's why I want to play it.
Yeah, it's like visually super cool, but like, when you play it, you're like,
So it looks nice, but it plays like potato.
it's plays like it's gonna be a kid's. Well, I mean, obviously it's aimed for kids, but it's a kid's game straight up. That's a game that should have like a cartoon based on it.
That's interesting. I mean, hopefully it does well. I'm honestly hoping it does well, though.
Yeah.
I tend to hope like every game does well. But no, now as we're talking about things that used to exist, remember the weird like video game kiosks that you would see at like McDonald's?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wait, did I hear a no?
No,
I don't ever remember seeing that.
What? So, oh my
So
god.
this is the start of Dale not having a childhood right now.
Dale,
That's the
Dale, you're
moment.
telling me you don't remember seeing like an N64 kiosk at a McDonald's?
It would be
that you
right
can
next
play
to the
games
play
on.
area, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't eat at McDonald's a lot, and if we did, it was through a drive-through.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry. You were robbed.
yeah.
Oh man, I miss those things because one of the dentists I had back up in Jersey, they had a Sega Genesis kiosk. So I was playing like Aladdin. God, what was it? I played Aladdin. I played a bunch of other games. That dentist was dope though, because in one of his rooms, he set up a TV in the ceiling, so as you're laid back, you could play N64 games. And I was playing like Glover's World. Oh,
He knew what
at
was
one
up.
point.
He knew what was up.
Yeah, no, that dentist knew what was up. He is, I shit you not, out of all the dentists I have had, he is the one that I would always recommend. I would recommend families to take their kids to if he's still in the practice. Is go see. I don't remember the dude's name, but I would be like, go see this guy because he will take care of you. This guy
Yeah,
took care of
'cause
me as a kid.
Everybody doesn't remember. If you have good memories of the dentist, most people just go to the dentist and they're like, all right, let's start drilling. It's
Yeah.
like, no, but if you go there and you're like, it's fun, then obviously people are going to not hate
Hey,
going.
But we had,
like-
but they were like video game kiosks like at Walmart, Target, fucking I think Kmart might have had a few, but I'm
Yeah,
not entirely
probably.
sure.
Target.
Caldor.
Oh, Caldor.
Caldor.
What's Caldor?
Yo, I loved Caldor only specifically because they also had like that merry-go-round in the front.
the fuck is Caldor?
Yeah. Caldor was the.
Yeah.
Caldor is essentially, imagine Target in the 90s.
Yeah, that's very
That's-
accurate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
That's why it didn't survive after the 90s. 'cause
It
only could
stayed
live
in the 90s. Like, it didn't stop.
It's actually still there right
Yeah.
now. If you actually try, like, if we were to bring the 90s back, Caldor would
Yeah.
show up.
Bro,
and be
I love
like, I've been
Caldor.
here the whole time.
Where did y'all go?
I have a question.
Caldor.
What the fuck is a Caldor?
Target
It's like another
90s.
department
Yeah, I
store,
just
like,
asked that
like
question.
Target
It's like
or
a Target in the
Walmart or
90s.
Kmart.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
Caldor.
Caldor.
You
Yeah.
know, Caldor.
I've heard
You
the
gotta
name.
know.
I've just never been to one.
Yo, it's Caldor,
Caldor.
bro.
Okay.
Oh my
Yo,
god.
if you ever get the chance, go to
Caldor.
Caldor.
All right.
ride the
apparently I
chance.
can't.
But,
No, you gotta do. I told you. You gotta do. Is
I'm,
go back to
I'm
the
having
90s.
another moment of I thought I would not have a lot to talk about during this
Oh,
one.
no,
but now
dude,
I'm
like-
realizing-
Terrell, we go over this
there's a
all
lot,
the
and
fucking
I'm
time.
gonna keep throwing things at you because you
So-
were talking about the demo
No, I-
stations.
Yeah.
Wait, Dale, do you have?
I had to look up like a list of like shit that's gone from.
Oh
Like,
no, I'm
the
like,
90s.
Oh no, this is pure
This-
childhood, buddy.
yeah, this is nostalgia. It's not our fault you were raised by wolves.
Yeah, seriously.
No,
We know the
so-
truth.
So did you guys have a I don't want to say a family run, but did you guys have like an old arcade that you guys used to hang out at as a kid?
No, but you know what I used to have? There was this bowling alley that used to be in the basement of the shopping center near me.
Damn, that's
That was
Wow.
I would say that sounds dope. A basement
Yeah.
bowling alley.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, like Rob and Freddie, like you guys know the Cole shopping center near
Yeah.
me, right?
Yeah.
So all the way in the corner, like you know how there's like an
Yeah, yeah,
opening
yeah.
over there to the back parking lot. If you go through there, there's doors to the right that leads underground, and there used to be an underground
Fighting
bowling
ring.
alley.
An
Yeah,
underground
actually,
bowling
no, that's
fighting
what it
ring.
is now. It's actually it's a fencing arena now.
Oh, that's
so
dope.
it's an underground.
Oh, is
fighting
that where
arena,
that is? Because I
technically.
see the sign every
Yeah.
time I drive by there for like fence.
Yeah, it's
So
underground.
it's funny. So wait, it's like fencing, like sword fencing. Because
Yeah.
in my head, I
like
legitimately
building
thought it was
fences.
fencing
They're having the
Like
this
PVC
annual
fencing.
put fences around our yard.
Yeah. I thought it was like fences.
Oh my God.
Not fencing.
Shut up.
Fuck out.
Just shut the fuck up.
Bro, I'm like,
imagine,
oh, if we ever decide to get fence on the house, I know where to go.
As
God
imagine, like,
damn it.
No.
a shadowy cabal, of people in robes. So, pick it or chain. And then just a huge debate breaks out.
So the reason why I ask is because back in Jersey, little info about me. I'm originally from Jersey. I've lived in Jersey from '92 to '06, and then I've been
Before he traveled like many miles away.
yeah, and then I travel halfway across the galaxy to Maryland, and I've been in Maryland since '06 till currently. So back up in Jersey, in Wayne, New Jersey, there is this mall that me and my dad used to go to. And in this mall was a small arcade called Fun and Games. I grew up in that goddamn arcade for the longest amount of time. Anytime that me and my dad wanted to go hang out and do some stuff, it was normally at Fun and Games. It was either at Fun and Games or the mini golf range that was like down the street from that mall. Sad to say, somewhere around when did Obama get first elected? Like
2008.
2008? Okay. So it was around like 2008, maybe I want to say 2007, that I learned that this arcade was completely fucking gone. And when I say completely fucking
Thanks,
gone,
Obama.
when I say completely fucking gone, I mean I'm hanging out with my cousins. Me and my sister and my cousins all go to Wayne. And as we're taking this one road, because this is the only way that I know of to get to this mall, because as you're going up the highway, come off this exit ramp, one of the first things that you would see coming off that exit ramp would be the Fun and Games sign plastered on the side of the mall. Man, that sucker must have been removed for so long because you couldn't even see the faint remarks of the sign that used to be up there. It was just sheer concrete and an empty front, and I'm just devastated when we get there. Because the whole entire time we're like, oh, they're taking us to Wayne? Alright, I'm going to hang out Fun Games. Y'all can fuck off and do whatever the hell you want. I'm going to the arcade. We hooked that turn off the ramp. I don't see the arcade. And I was just like, now I just don't want to go anywhere. Now I just want to go home. Because my childhood is just destroyed. It is on the ground in shambles, just broken like glass shards. And I can't repair this. I cannot repair this. Because, like, it was like... That arcade was the arcade where I learned, where I fell in love with, like, House of the Dead, Time Crisis, and a bunch of other, like, arcade games. Like, any of the major arcade games now that have been running on for, like, many generations, I've played, like, originally at Fun and Games. Like, I came extremely close to beating Time Crisis at that arcade.
As I said, there used to be an arcade in our mall, but that closed in like early 2000s.
Was it?
Late 90s. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I remember that.
Man,
Never seen it.
I can't remember when it actually closed, but I remember there used to be an arcade. I forget what they called it, but there used to be one in the mall.
Huh? I did not know that.
God, those those were
You know
the
what
best.
actually bugs me? Speaking of I don't know how often you guys
Bug
head out
snacks.
to Greenport, but
But every day.
yeah, I know. But there's like a place in Greenport, and it's called the Arcade. And I remember the first time I was in Greenport, like, you know, I'm like, oh, I want to go to the arcade. Yeah. And
Is it arcade?
no, it's literally. I guess arcade is just like some kind of old timey lingo for like a everyday shop deal. I don't know.
What?
So, I'm
Makes no
I'm
sense.
gonna look this up right now. I want to look.
I gotta
up
look
the
up the etymology
definition
of that word.
Arcade, because you walk in and it's not an arcade at all. It's just a regular store, and it was like.
That's weird.
Actually, no. I'm literally looking up on dictionary.com.
Oh my god.
Also, what the fuck were you doing in Greenport?
My dad lives out east.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Yeah, my family
I
used
lived
to take
near
trips out there every
Greenport, and I
summer.
never went there.
But yeah, you walk in, it's just a store, and I was like, this is disappointing. And it's like an old store too. Like it's one of those. It's like, you know how if you walk into like an old hardware store and they still have like hammers from like the 1970s for sale. That's
Oh my
basically
god, that
that's-
place is actually
Yeah.
on the Wikipedia.
What?
Shopping centers in general may have their origins in public markets and in the Middle East. Middle East covered bazaars. In 1798, the first covered shopping passage was built in Paris, the Passage des Sierres. How we pronounce that? I'm sorry if I butchered that. Then you have the follow-up
Put it in the chat.
sentence is the arcade in Providence, Rhode Island was the first shopping arcade. So apparently the term arcade could have been used for these locations to just do general shopping and shit.
Apparently, it's closed according to Yelp.
So there you go.
There we go.
But I'm.
Part of it fits in the criteria now.
That is wild. I learned something.
Yeah,
new
and
today.
you know what? I'll give them a slight shout out, despite being very disappointed and
And dead.
and dead. You know what? When I did end up walking in there, Pete, did you ever notice like my little Metal Gear Solid 3 frogs in my bathroom?
Yes, I do notice your Metal
They
Gear
came from
Solid
there.
3 frogs.
They came from there. It was like the only thing
Oh,
that was
God.
made like not in like the 70s or 80s. I don't know where they found them, but yeah, I was just like, yo, is that the
They
Metal
got them
Gear
by
Solid
mistake.
frogs? And I'm
That's
looking at them,
funny.
and they were just random branded frogs. They had like no branding, but I'm like, yo, these are the frogs from Metal Gear Solid 3 that you shoot, and they go to grr, grr. And I was like, yo, I'm buying these.
No, the Keratin.
Yeah, the Kirotans.
That's hilarious.
And yeah, so I have a bunch of Kirotans in my bathroom that I got from the arcade in Greenport. That's not an arcade
Yeah.
at all.
But going back to the whole arcade thing though, there was one specific place that was pretty much an arcade for us that is no longer there. That it legitimately traumatized everyone on the island when it shut down.
Oh wait, you're talking
Which
about something
is,
else. I know.
I'm talking about Sports
For a
Plus.
second, I thought you were gonna say Bullwinkles, because I was a Bullwinkles guy.
No, I fucking love.
I mean,
Bullwinkles.
it's almost the same, but it's not because they don't.
But they have an outside section.
All right, talk about
They had
Sports Plus,
that-
and then we're Bullwinkle.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
talk about
'cause
Sports
I got
Plus
questions
first, 'cause
about
Sports Plus
Bullwinkle.
was. So Sports Plus, what Terrell? since you are
Jersey
I'm
boy.
not. I'm not a. Yeah,
you're
I'm
from
not a
you're
Yorker.
from Maryland. You're from Maryland, Andromeda, so you wouldn't know. It was a giant indoor, like almost like arcade amusement park type deal.
Oh
where,
no,
like,
we
not-
had one in Jersey called
And it's
Sports
like-
Authority.
Sports Authority is.
That's
I mean,
Authority is-
sorry.
I'm like, yo,
sorry,
Sports
sorry,
Authority doesn't
no, all right, hold
exist
on.
either.
Let me, no.
But it's
Let me fix
they-
it.
they
Let me
closed,
fix it
too.
because I always fuck this up. I always fuck this
have.
up. There's a place called Sports World in Jersey. And it was
Okay.
it's essentially a theme park with an arcade. Like there was like
Okay.
it had its own like small roller coaster ride and a laser tag place,
Yeah.
a bowling a
We
bowling
had that
lane.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
This sounds
yeah.
exactly like what we
Yeah,
had.
it was exactly like that.
So
All right, I
we
know what
had
you're
it was
talking
like ours had a bowling alley and an ice rink,
Oh,
and they had
ours
a
didn't have
like a jungle gym. What are those things called? Like
The
those,
rock
like,
climbing walls.
Well, they had a rock climbing wall. I'm talking about like the tubes that you run through and stuff. Like the giant tubes, like almost like an obstacle course. One of those plastic obstacle
I don't
courses
remember
you
that.
run. They had a roller coaster installed, which I was like, how is this possible?
That broke down
had
like
The
every other
90s,
time.
All
man,
the
were
time.
wild. You could put roller coasters wherever you wanted.
Yeah.
They had bumper cars inside there. They
Mhm.
had like one of those. They had a tornado in there.
I think I still
Like
have one of the
the-
tokens. I hope I still have one of the Sports Plus tokens.
I found one recently. I don't know where I put it.
You keep that thing
Yeah.
forever.
I know.
This slowly reminds not only does it remind me of Sports World, it reminds me of this one other place I went to, but I don't know the name of it. It was like I went because it was like a birthday party, but this place was like a massive it's like they bought a giant ass warehouse to put like what you're talking about, but then it had like not the ice rink, but it had like its own skate park, a laser tag arena, a laser tag place, a skate park, a bunch of obstacle courses and shit like that, like a shit ton of things, and an arcade.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
pretty similar.
Yeah.
Like, did you also, when you did the arcade stuff, did it like give you tickets that you can like cash in for prizes like any other place? I guess.
I
For
feel like every
sport-
arcade
for
had to
Sports
do that.
World, I don't remember, but for that other place, yes.
They definitely had to have like the ticket games. Every place has
Sports,
The ticket
Yeah.
well, maybe, but like
That's how you
Sports
make
World
money.
was like,
You start gambling for kids.
I
like,
remember
early,
it was
yeah.
so random story. Chuck E. Cheese still exists, but I remember going to Chuck E. Cheese and I had like saved all my tickets because back in the day, you weren't kids. You actually had paper tickets. You know, we cut down the
Yeah.
trees. We didn't give a fuck. Now it's all put it on your card. Like, oh, how much is on my card? Nobody knows. I had tickets, right? And I had like two.
wait, doesn't? Sorry to cut you off, but doesn't Dave and Buster's still do the paper tickets?
no.
Nope, they do not.
No, they got rid of that a while ago.
Wow, I am just
Long time
surprised
ago.
by that. Maybe I should check some of the cards I have been using, I guess.
Yeah. So I remember going to Chuck E. Cheese, and you know I had been saving up my tickets. I had like so many tickets. I had like 2 giant bags of tickets, and I was saving up for one of like the big whatevers, right? And we go there. I get whatever I want. I think it might have was. I don't even know what it was, but I got it. The lady
An
at
easy
the lady
bake
at the
oven.
desk gave it to me, and
you
then
did
walked
it.
away.
And then she didn't take the
take
tickets.
The tickets. So I was just
That's
like,
Oh, that
Amazing.
fool.
whoop, take those tickets back with me. And next time I went to Chuck E. Cheese, I ended up sending them back in for the other like top level prize.
So I have something similar that I did at Fun for All when that still
Oh,
existed.
yeah.
Fun for all.
So Fun for All had a very shitty little arcade upstairs, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
So it had like maybe like 10 games at the most, and like half of them were probably broken. And the thing is, like,
me and my brother and my cousins would just like go to the shoe basketball thing, have someone sit on top and just constantly throw balls into it. But that's not even as bad as it got. Like, the thing is, like, yeah, we got yelled at for shit like that. But one day we went there and we're like trying to do our shenanigans, and there's nobody there. Like, there's no employees at all. And we're just like, well, how are we supposed to cash in our tickets if we're, if nobody's here? Like, so we played games, we had tickets, and we're just like waiting. And we're just like, all right, no one's here. So we just started running around the counter, like behind the counter, where, like, now the thing is, the prizes are all locked up behind, like, cabinets and stuff. Mm-hmm. But there was one very specific cabinet that was not locked up. You know what that cabinet had in it? All the tickets that the place had.
Oh my god!
Every single ticket that you can imagine was just left open.
You took them all. Please tell me.
So we scrambled and took all of them.
Nice.
Amazing.
Yep, we took that shit and ran like hoodlums.
And then they returned to the scene of the crime
out of there like
to
we just
deposit
robbed
their own.
We ran out like we robbed a fucking bank. We like
did.
We were like, grab the tickets and run. But yeah, that was back when Fun for All existed.
Yeah. Yeah, back with Sports Plus, I remember going there all the time to watch wrestling shows, mainly Ring of Honor, because Sports Plus also had a event center up above the main floor.
Oh yeah, I never actually. I
never went there either.
I always wondered what was there.
Oh, I saw a bunch of Ring of Honor shows.
It was
there.
it was like a conference hall thing or something.
Kind of, yeah. There was a bunch of different little halls. Then there was one main huge one. It's the same place I work for the haunted house.
Yeah.
But I miss seeing Ring of Honor shows there.
I just miss Sports Plus in general. Like,
yeah.
That place had like everything to do.
Bro, just go to the Whole Foods. It's like the same thing.
It is not the same.
Fine.
The closest thing that we have to Sports Plus is Dave & Buster's, and that's not a close
really
second.
And
yeah, I was
going to
say round one.
Too far.
Round one is so fucking expensive now.
It is.
Well, because now they realize
they
that
literally
now that they're
the
in,
price of everything.
they're just like, yeah. Now that they hooked you, they'll raise those prices.
Yeah, they hooked us, but you know what? They should have eased into the prices, and we probably would have over time been okay with it.
You know what? Also,
like,
is because we're
gas
so far
gas prices
that because we had to literally make it an event,
make a day of it,
make a plan.
Yeah, if it was closer, if it was the same distance as Dave & Buster's is to us, we would probably still go.
We would.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is like it's so freaking far from us. And now, to top it all off, they legitimately tripled the fucking price of
are you talking about
karaoke? Everything else isn't tripled.
No, like
all the other games are definitely more expensive.
All the event stuff is tripled.
Yeah, and then
like
they did raise the prices on all the
How many
games,
times
though.
did we do any of the events besides karaoke?
We went bowling once.
I wasn't there for that. I just go there to play Time Crisis and friggin' that one rhythm game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were there.
That one in the
didn't
corner.
Yeah, I forgot what's the name of that rhythm game.
I don't know, because that one's fun to play.
Yeah. The one where I get to be the Bubble Bobble character.
Yeah, I don't know the name of it. Musics or something like that?
No, it's you might be thinking of a different. Wait, you're talking about the one that they have two of, right? With the two boobs, and you grab
and you have to like kind of like I'm trying to remember
coaster,
the name
something
of it.
Coaster.
It's not coming back to me.
Right,
it's been too long.
I've only been there one time, so I don't remember.
Groove Coaster.
Groove Coaster?
Because they made a version on Steam. So that's.
Oh, they really?
Yeah, I don't know how many songs you get on it, but yeah, I know they did it. I just typed Coaster Steam, and that's what came.
Coaster Steam.
Oh, this game!
Yeah.
Dude, this shows up at MagFest every now and then.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
That
it a
game's
few
still
times in the
hella
arcade.
Yo, Bullwinkles though.
Do you guys remember? Okay, yeah, well, right, Bullwinkles. Okay, and then I have
Never
another
been.
thing like similar that I want to talk
So
about
what
too.
is Bullwinkles? Like,
So do you know Rocky and Bullwinkle?
Yes.
Okay, so
I
this
know
is
of
just
them.
Yeah,
Bullwinkles.
it was-
It's like Bullwinkle was,
it was
the
an
mascot.
arcade
Okay.
Okay.
based around Rocky and Bullwinkle. Like you'd go in
Loose and
and they
swell.
had like
Really
a
now?
giant, like you walk in and like they had the food section and they have like a giant projector just like airing like little Rocky and Bullwinkle skits. And like I didn't even grow up with Rocky and Bullwinkle. That was like
what?
before I guess my time. But it was like super fun.
Yo, I grew
like
up
you
with
go in
Rocky
there,
and
they have that.
Bullwinkle. It
They
was
had all
always
the
like-
Yeah,
character
I've watched
statues
Rocky.
Yeah, I
everywhere.
watched it.
Like outside, they had like the
Yo, why was this not
Yeah.
more of a
Outs-
thing? How am I just now learning about this?
Like
'Cause it was-
the
I
thing
think
is,
it was
like,
just
this
that one.
place-
I don't
I
think
don't
it was,
know when
like-
it closed, but like this place was the place you wanted to go during
Yeah.
the summer because they had the outdoor water
yeah,
bumper cars,
bumper
Like,
boats.
it's
Where
like
was this
Whoa!
place?
Yeah,
Yes.
the bumper boats.
Yeah.
And it
That
was, the bumper
sounds
boats would
dope.
literally be in the middle of like the mini golf courses, so you'd be like going around. You see like shitlords just like
yeah, you could be mini golfing and watch people beat the shit out of each other
Yeah.
in boats.
And then you turn and you fall right into the water.
I mean, you could.
And
if
in
you
the
wanted to
back
be
they had, like,
guy.
that
But
one-
where was this place located? I don't remember this
it's
place.
on Expressway 65.
Oh, that's
yeah,
why.
it's where
Oh,
Boomer.
I
It's
never-
literally
That-
Boomers. Boomers like
I don't know what Boomers is either.
oh
so.
okay.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it
as
was
hell,
super cool.
though.
Dude,
Water
they also
bumper
had a little
cars?
roller
Yeah, they
coaster,
did. I
too.
think I'm pretty sure that's
Get
the
the
rumor. At
fuck
least I've never
out.
actually found out for real. But the rumor was that the coaster fucked up. Somebody like got injured or died or something like that. So they closed Bullwinkles, got rid of all the branding, and then eventually reopened as Boomers. I don't know if it's the same owners. I don't know what the
Okay.
deal with that was, but that was always the rumor I heard that they were getting sued because of that coaster.
But here's the important question: do they still have the water
Yeah.
bumper
Well,
cars?
it's
Okay,
there. I,
I
mean,
gotta
don't
hit
know
this
if they-
place up.
I've not seen anybody use them, but I know like the lake is there.
Oh man, that sounds like. Why is that not a thing? That sounds like so much fun
Yeah,
during the summer. I hop on
Here's the
like
pro-
some
here's
water
the
bumper
problem.
cars. Add on. You add on some water guns to those too. Oh
Okay,
my god.
okay, Terrell, I have to tell you, I have to like break it to you a little bit, right? Because I actually went to Boomers a few years ago. Like, it was more than a few years ago, but it was cool when we were kids because it's made for kids. Going there as an adult, it
probably
is
depressing.
because you're just like, oh man,
There's literally, I looked up Bullwinkle's Long Island to see if there's anything about it. Literally, the first thing that comes up is this one review that says Bullwinkle's ghost is gone. It's the first thing that
Wow.
comes up.
oh man, that's. Whew.
Yeah.
God, just this place
It
sounds. dope.
was, bro. At the time, it was the best. Like it was my preferred.
Yeah.
Honestly, I always have I always had like a heart, like a part of my heart for Chuck E. Cheese. But when Bullwinkles was happening, it was Bullwinkles.
I've never been to a Chuck E. Cheese.
Same.
You're not missing much. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
you're really
Ha-
not.
I wanted to ask,
I won't.
how long until Chuck E. Cheese is gone?
No, Chuck E. Cheese
Do you
still
think?
exists.
Well, seeing
Chuck E.
as
Cheese
how
can't
COVID
die.
hit, I was seeing as how COVID hit though, they're definitely not going to be in a good position.
No, they're
I-
a pizza restaurant.
yeah,
now,
yeah,
don't you
yeah.
know?
Oh, really
They-
now?
Yeah.
They did the
Jesus.
what was it, Grubhub or something like that, where they renamed
Yeah,
themselves
oh
as
my
the
God.
because they have like the characters, right? Chuck E. Cheese and like all the
Yeah.
characters. One of them's
Yeah.
a pizza guy. I forgot what his name is.
Let's just call him
Yeah.
Romanelli.
But they made a pizza place based
Romanelli.
off Romanelli. And you can order
Yeah.
his pizza, but they won't tell you. Literally, they do not tell you that it's Chuck E. Cheese.
No, they just call it Romanelli's, and
That's weird.
Okay, so in this is
it's not really what it's called, but
Yeah, I
we're just
don't
going with that.
So there is a place that has
but
disappeared.
I do like the Chuck E. Cheese.
There is a place that's disappeared that I do miss.
Mhm.
What? Borders.
Yes.
Yeah.
oh,
bookstore?
not just Borders, but Walden Books. I
It was
love
the same.
both
They
of
were
them.
Yeah,
the same,
okay, yeah, I was gonna bring up Walden Books.
I've never
actually.
been to a Walden Books.
It was a smaller border.
used to
They
be
were
one in the
essentially
mall.
the same thing, but they were like in
Yeah.
malls.
No, I
and stuff.
know.
Yeah.
But I never encountered one.
Like, I was actually gonna bring that up if there was time, but I'm glad you did because like I found out that like they were like back in the day they were like Borders and Walden Books were bought out by Kmart. and that's why they're dead, because Kmart is a dying company.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm
Thanks,
gonna talk about
Kmart.
Kmart.
Well, let's talk about Borders first.
Also,
So-
it's Pasquale's. Pasquale's Pizza
I-
and Wings.
I
There you
loved
go. That's what it's called.
I loved Borders. It was a great place to get manga.
Yeah, I spent like almost like most of my college years like in the manga section of Borders.
But it was also a great place to get like other weird books. Like I found like Resident Evil art books there.
Yeah, I remember they had like the archive, right?
various art
Resident
books.
Evil archive.
Yeah.
They had like the graphic novel section,
I
and they also had like the art.
I so regret not picking up the Resident Evil
They're
art book.
expensive.
It was. That's why I didn't. And, then
And
I
now
never
they're
saw it
like-
again.
Really expensive.
And I never saw it again. But my
Also, they had the music section too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I love that too. Like
Borders
just walking
was
around like
fantastic.
listening to music.
Yeah,
That's,
it really
you know
was.
what, that's another thing is like music places. There was a place called The Wall next to me in Rocky Point.
That sounds
like,
familiar.
All in all,
It was that music place in the Cole
Justin?
Shopping Center.
other brick.
my biggest regret about Borders is that I went there when they were closing to get some stuff for cheap,
I did multiple
and
times.
Same.
I saw
Yeah.
I saw an old lady shoplifting, and I didn't say anything. That's my
Oh,
biggest
scum.
regret is I should have told security.
I'm pretty sure security was fired.
probably
at that
wouldn't have
point.
cared.
They probably would have been
yeah,
like,
that was kind of my justification. Like, they probably don't care, but at the same time,
it's not like
man,
they're hurting the bottom line
Yeah.
anymore.
if I could just screw over some old lady who's stealing.
Like, you're stealing from
that
a
old bitch.
bookstore that is closing.
And that book was probably $1
Yeah,
at
like-
that point.
I know, but still, fuck her.
yeah,
I don't
that's
like.
true.
I don't like old people.
You
But,
know
like,
what?
I
She
hit up,
bought
like-
she bought one of
I
those
hit
like
up like
s-
seven
she
different.
probably
borders.
bought one of those like
Not
sex
even- That's
books.
not true. I hit up a lot of borders before like they closed. Like I hit up every
Yeah.
single borders
Me too.
on the island before they closed. Every single one.
I went multiple times even.
like all the way to Queens. Like no joke.
I bought my mom what was I bought her the Kobo. That was their e-reader, because the one in Sayville, which by the way, Sayville Shopping Center, the one right on Sunrise Highway, Kmart gone, Sports Authority
Oh, is it
gone,
really?
Borders
I knew that was
gone,
gone, yeah.
Babies R Us gone, and even though it hasn't been there in at least 2 decades, The Wiz gone.
That
is
shopping
the
center is
whiz?
cursed.
It really is. Except that Bed Bath and Beyond will survive a nuclear holocaust, I swear.
Probably.
It's because they have the Beyond
Yeah.
section.
It's where you get the remote.
yeah, the Beyond section gives the power.
But yeah, no, I ended up getting my mom like the e-reader, and it was like the last week, so it was like dumb cheap. This was like when e-readers were like over $100, and I think it was like 15 or 20 like that, and it was like the top of the line version at the time. I was like, nice. I bought a
Nice
bunch of
indeed.
random stuff too at that time. It was good.
Damn,
Yeah.
I miss Borders.
It's
Because
Borders,
we
yeah.
had the one attached to the mall,
yeah.
which was great.
That was the Walden Books, right?
That was
That was
Walden.
Walden.
Oh, was that
yeah.
Walden Books?
Yeah, that was Walden.
I could have sworn it was a.
Walden was in the mall, like right next to Sears.
There's
No,
a
no,
Barnes
no,
and
it was-
Noble that's attached
Well,
to
now
the
it
Oh,
is.
Barnes and Noble. Yes, that's
But-
what it was.
Barnes
Yeah,
and
and I
Noble's
don't know
still
if
there.
I'm
could've
pretty
sworn
sure
that
you
was
guys know
Borders.
this. Like, I have some tangential connections with Barnes and Nobles. So back in the day when I used to be like, oh yeah, I'm a Borders kid, they'd be like, why are you a Borders? And I'm like, we don't have Barnes and Noble here. What do you want me to do? Just expand it out this way.
Yeah.
So yeah,
They did.
After,
So you wanted to
after
talk
they
about,
ran Borders out of business.
Yeah. So you wanted to talk about what was it? Rob?
I don't know, The Wiz.
Yeah, the Wiz.
No,
Wiz.
I was.
Beats him.
What?
Nobody beats the Wiz.
No, what was that?
Circuit City.
Oh, circuits. Yeah, speaking of mall
And
stores,
Oh,
that
Circuit
and Radio
City.
Shack. Just combine them
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, I
Radio Shack. I thought Radio isn't.
Radio
No,
Shack's
Radio Shack's
gone,
gone.
too.
Radio Shack is R.I.P.
No, Radio Shack has been dead.
like for 3
Oh
or 4
man,
years.
maybe I'm tripping because I drive down this one road every now and then. I always keep thinking it's there. It might have been replaced with something
It's
else.
the
Looks
ghost
Yeah.
of Radio Shack.
No shit. I shit you not. If you're ever like in my area here in Odenton, you go down like 175 heading towards the Arundel Mall, and you can like there used to be a Radio Shack that you could just turn your head and see all the time, just going down this road, and whatever is there now looks just like Radio Shack.
My favorite
Radio Shack
Radio
with a
Shack
Q.
memory, because I've only been to like 2. I've only been to Radio Shack like twice, but my favorite memory of Radio Shack is that there was one along the highway where I used to work on my commute, and the IO went out, so it just said Rad Shack, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
It's like,
That's just like the public house where we're at Magfest.
The Pube House?
No, it was just Lake House.
Oh,
that's like when I was in the mall and the E went out in Sears and just said SARS.
Oh my god, I remember that. I worked at that Sears.
He
when
was
it
the SARS man.
SARS. No, my friend who was actually Chinese, like, was the
Wow.
one who got the butt of those jokes.
wow.
Good old.
Listen, I'm not the one who made the jokes. Her boyfriend was.
No, it's cool. I've seen the movie Star Wars Zombie Crisis.
What?
I,
All right,
I've
another
mentioned this
time, I
movie
suppose.
before.
Man. Sears is gone. So Sears.
Sears is
Sears is on its way
and
out.
I'm just gonna,
It's like on
I'm
its
just gonna
last
bundle
leg.
them together
because once again, it's another company that's mixed up with
yeah,
Kmart.
I was gonna say I'm just gonna bundle Kmart and Sears together because they're the same company
it
right
up.
now, which is odd because I remember when Sears bought Kmart and I was just like, what? Huh? What is?
I don't think that they bought each other. I think that the person.
No,
one
because it
person
became
who owned
Sears
one-
Holding. Like their official corporate umbrella was Sears Holding, and I was like, how is that even a thing? But Kmart, because like when Terrell was talking about like those the video game kiosk, yo, I don't know what it was. Kmart had the best video game kiosks. I don't know what it was. They always had like the most up to date
about
like when the GameCube was out, and they had like 50 of those GameCube demos that are like dumb hard. Like if you go on eBay, they're like $40 a pop for these like retail demo discs.
Jesus.
Yeah, but this for whatever reason, Kmart always had the most up to date ones. At least mine did. I don't know if they actually had just good electronics employees or whatever. But that was like the place. I don't know what it was, but like I loved going to Kmart and going through the electronics section and looking at the games, and it was just magical as a little baby Roblo. And I was like, yes, I'm gonna play these games.
And then you walked away with a sore neck because you were staring
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Up all the time.
Actually, no,
yeah,
no,
Oh my
man.
god, my
You know
neck
what?
was
There is-
broken.
Did that, and I don't remember where else.
Toys R Us.
Probably. We'll talk about Toys R Us too, because we're gonna save that one for
we got
last,
that.
because that's gonna be a topic.
Yeah, no. So speaking of, by the way, speaking of those kiosks, like in that neck pain, I think it's a Walmart because there's a point in time where I was at a Walmart playing on one of those kiosks and they had a Metal Slug on it, and I went from like the start of a stage all the way to the boss battle.
And then you moved,
In
and your
one- like,
whole
in
bones
one
just
standing.
cracked all at once.
It wasn't standing, and like these two dudes come over and they're watching me. They're like, "Holy shit, this kid's going to town on Metal Slug."
Yo, man, it's like,
And I'm just not breaking focus, just neck craned up at the screen.
yeah,
Just,
because they put the
just going
screen
ham.
above the case, above the game case.
Yeah.
Kmart didn't
Yeah.
have that. They had the actual kiosk on the end cap. So
okay, see,
so
that's
the
smart.
TV was like
Yeah.
mostly eye level. It may have been a little higher, but it was there. Like you didn't have to like sit there and just like look straight up.
Oh,
Yeah,
there was no sitting
Walmart-
involved.
Yeah, it's like Walmart and Target was like always like up, so you had to like crane your neck. And if you was going like ham on a game and you didn't want to stop, and like you're literally pushing it, by the time you're done and you, like Freddie said you move, all your bones.
And they
just
had
crack
and the
or whatever.
controller
Like,
had that
you-
weird rubber
you
thing
know you've been standing
attached to it. So
Yeah.
you couldn't even be
Oh,
more than like
yeah.
a foot and a half away from the wall too.
Yeah, so you can't really even back up to like lessen the pain. You're just stuck there because it's rubber, but it's like that uber hard rubber where it's like there's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
like bend or give or anything on it. It's just like rubber around
Yeah.
metal.
You might as well be
And good
plastic at
luck.
that point.
Oh man.
But yeah, so we're getting towards the end. So Toys R Us.
Hold on. Before
Toys
we
R
go into a
Us.
hard like Toys R Us and KB Toys discussion,
KB Toys.
And Babies R Us.
Yeah,
and
you know
Kids
what?
R
I'm not
Us.
gonna lie. I bought as
The
a
whole
kid. I
time
got clothes at
RS
Kids R Us.
branding.
Yeah, me too.
I
You
wanted
kidding
to give a shout out to a couple of places that I don't even have nostalgia for because I wasn't around for them. But me being like an old man in a not old man's body, I watched. I think I told you guys when I was watching Miss Maisel on Amazon Prime, like what, a year or two ago.
I think you mentioned something about that.
Sure, let's say
Yeah,
yes.
dude, because it takes place I think like 50s, 60s. I really would like to go. I wish I could go and go to like those like crazy department stores of that era, like a B. Altman sort of deal, where you have like a guy in the freaking elevator and be like, oh, what department do you need to go to?
Oh, just go to Japan, man. They have
But I
those in
want the guy
Japan.
in English.
You want to know what he's saying?
There's no subtitles.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I'm just gonna have a I gotta bring
What's going
Google
on?
Glass just so he could like add subtitles to my life.
Kind of like the department store in the Drew Carey show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But so that
When
and
are they
like,
gonna come out with, like-
and here's another one, and you guys might have to Wikipedia this because I'm gonna say it. You guys are gonna have no clue what I'm talking about. Horn and Hard Art.
That sounds like a sex shop.
It does sound a little
Yeah,
familiar.
that really does sound like a
It
porn
could be a
Sounds
shop
very
shop,
sexy.
but it's not. What it was is it's like a food place. It's called the Automat, right?
Oh, I know
So
what these are.
they would make food. They would make dishes, plates, desserts, whatever, and they'd put them. It's imagine like I guess Japan probably does something similar, but on a smaller scale, where they put like hot food in a vending machine. Except instead of a vending machine, it's a giant like it's an actual full size cafeteria. So you'd buy tokens, and what do you want? You want the meatloaf or you want the pie? Like you put in your freaking token, and you just open the door and grab like fresh meatloaf or a fresh pie. And I'm like, yo, that idea is so radical. I would have loved to have seen that. And I got really hung up on that like about a year ago. And then I looked it up, and they tried to like bring it back in the city in Manhattan. And the places had already closed down because I was like, yo, I will go and like experience this. And no, not there anymore. Even though Wikipedia says right now that there's there's like a dumpling place.
Maybe.
that
I know about those because
Brooklyn?
God, what was I think it might have been like Food Network or something I was watching that brought it up. Because I used to be like hard. I don't think it was Food Network. It might have been
Travel
like one of the
Channel,
History
maybe?
Channels or whatever. No, it definitely
Travel
wasn't
Channel does a
Travel
lot of
Channel. This
food
was like a
shows.
long time ago.
It's a ghost
No, this
channel
was like
now.
before Travel Channel was
Oh.
even a thing.
But anyway,
But yeah.
so Toys R
Automat.
Us.
All right, Toys R Us. Walking down the aisles.
I
Here we go.
have a skewed position because I worked for Toys R Us, and it fucking
Yeah,
sucked.
Dale's childhood not existing intensifies
Dale can't
by
take
him
part in
hating
this.
Toys R Us from working there.
No, I love Toys R Us as a kid, but
That's like
then I
people who
worked
say
there.
they hate Disney because they work there. It's like everyone hates
Everyone
Disney when
hates
they
their
work
job,
there. You should
period.
like take it from a perspective of someone who doesn't need to.
Yeah, I worked at KB,
Really?
so yeah,
I feel like that would have been a lot easier.
and like it was, but the manager was a bitch.
You have good luck
so-
with that.
Hate.
God, I
wasn't
miss
the
KB
funnest,
Toys. I miss KB Toys and EB Games because those are like my favorite places to go to.
Funkoland.
Because
Funkoland.
and I don't know what
Funkoland was
is.
basically
GameStop
yeah, it
before
was
GameStop.
the northeast version of our game store, and they used to have. Speaking of those game kiosk things, right? Funkoland, and I think EB might have done this also, or certain ones. They would actually have TVs set up throughout the store with all the consoles hooked up. So when you wanted to try a game, if they had a used version of that game, they'll just pop it right in. So I remember buying Yoshi's Island, right? No, not Yoshi's Story, Nintendo 64. And I was like, yeah, can I like try it first just to make sure like it's kind of close to what I want? And the guy's like, all right, cool, but I got to do this one thing. And I'm like, all right, do whatever you need to do. And this is what sold me on Yoshi's Story is he put it in, he turned the volume to max. Turned the game on, and you just hear, yeah. And I was like, I don't know what's happening, but I love this.
I know exactly what that sound is.
And oh man, that's just one of my random Funko Land memories of just having the Yoshi's Story theme song just blaring out of a like 15-inch CRT.
Yeah. What's the names used to do that
That's
too?
interesting.
Play and Trade.
Yeah,
But Play and Trade was an awful place.
they barely exist.
Yeah, they tried to be cool.
Well, the problem with Play and Trays
and,
is
like,
it's.
Oh, was it? I've
I'm
never
pretty
been to
sure
one.
it's a franchise, so it's basically whoever bought it, it was up to them to
Well, yeah.
maintain it. Which is why I feel like every
most
Play
no
and
one
Tray
wanted
now
to maintain
should,
it.
like- I mean, the one in Bayshore moved over to Brothers Grimm, but it's very small corner of that store now.
Very tiny in
but
the back.
like
yeah.
all the others just kind of like keeled over. That's the only one that survived for a while, and I think that's just because there's no. I don't think there's a GameStop in that area, like for a little bit.
Mm.
But
Oh, Play and Trade. Yeah, we see them like every fucking convention.
yeah, whatever remaining Play and Trades will always just bring their stuff to a convention and be like, please buy.
According to Wikipedia, there's 116 locations still operational.
Really?
Wow.
That's surprising.
I mean, but when was that?
Not around
When was
here,
that
though.
number updated?
As of 2013, but it is also it's also West Coast. So
Okay.
Probably
Yeah,
still
a lot of
less.
things survive on
Yeah,
the West Coast.
like in and out.
The West
But,
Coast
um,
can't be killed.
Wait, which might mean that there's a KB Toys or an EB Games on the West Coast that's still running.
well, there's still like
He
what
says
like,
with false hope.
there's still like what one Blockbuster in like South
Yeah.
America.
In like Alaska.
No, the
I
Alaska
think.
one closed.
No, the one in Alaska closing. It's like South Dakota or something.
I
And
thought it
they're
was
more
Ohio
of a place that you could
originally.
just like. It's like more of a museum than an actual rental.
I think
They
you can
rent,
like
yeah,
rent
they
out
did
a
an
room
Airbnb
there
where
now
you
or
could
something.
rent. They modeled it after like an old, like the old classic Blockbuster, but they made like a little bedding area, like bedroom area, so you could rent out Blockbuster.
Oregon. It's in Bend.
Bend,
Oh, it's in Oregon? Okay.
Yeah. The location is now doubling as an Airbnb that you can rent for 1990 Blockbuster prices.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
What? Yo!
All right, we are running out of time. Let's
All right,
let's do
yeah,
our
so KB
KB
Toys
and Toys
in
R Us.
in EB Games and Toys R Us. As I'm over here getting
I
excited.
bought my GameCube at a
giddy
Toys
because
R
the
Us.
90s are back.
I bought
was
my
that?
GameCube at a Toys R Us when it first came out.
So I bought a few games at Toys R Us, but the thing that I used Toys R Us the most for was once I got down here, and me and a friend of mine, we weren't friends at the time until we realized they were both extremely into Yu-Gi-Oh! And extremely into Beyblades. So we would go
Let
to
'em
Toys R Us. We would go to Toys R Us because you could get like the booster packs for hella cheap because
Well, they
nobody
just
shopped
given
at
that
Toys
shit
R Us.
away.
Probably when they were closing. Not during like high school.
No,
But
they
it
knew
was,
that
like,
was
hella cheap,
bro.
though.
Any place that had like cards, they would just be like, "Yo, we have them. Come in," and you'd be like, "Word," and you come
Yeah.
in, and they're like marked up. That's why you always had to find like the shady guy at like a flea market who had like a box and he's selling them for like $250, and you're like, "Yo, I don't even want to know where you
Yeah.
got these from."
They may or may not
Yeah.
be in English.
But yeah, no, we would go there to pick up like whatever booster packs or whatever we wanted. If we were like really hunting for like some of the older booster packs, because it's Toys R Us, they're probably gonna have it. Otherwise we just go to this store that doesn't exist at the moment, or it's not where I think it is. Called Dugout, and we were regulars at that place to the point where one of the guys that worked there knew us just by face. We didn't know our name. We didn't know each other's names. We didn't know this dude's name. He didn't know our name. But we would go there all the time to buy booster packs or singles for Yu-Gi-Oh, or some of the structure decks for Yu-Gi-Oh, that he just recognized us. I miss that. I miss being a regular at a shop and
So-
just be able to talk just whatever.
So I have a Toys R Us story that
Okay.
that hurt me as a child.
Oh, of
Hurt
course.
me
Tell
as
me
a
where
child.
Jeffrey touched.
This
So-
is not good.
So, I was totally into Beyblade as a kid, and Toys R Us, the one in Riverhead, was hosting a tournament. So, like, I tried different combinations and shit of, like, the official parts and whatnot, and I went to the tournament, and I got fucking destroyed in the first round, and as I was, like, sulking as a loser, my mom was talking to one of the other moms of like the kid who beat me, and she's like, yeah, like Toys R Us doesn't like know shit about like regulations of like more quote unquote official tournaments where they like ban shit like because like Beyblades, you had like the top, the bottom, but then there was like the weight in the middle.
Yeah, it's you had the attack ring, the weight disc, and the spin.
Yeah, and in official tournaments, you
God,
have to
I forgot
use
what
like the
that's
official
called.
weight ring. But in
Yeah,
unofficial
there's a weight
tournaments
limit
that
for it,
don't
yep.
know shit, you can just make your own fucking weight rings. And
Make it heavy as fuck. And
yeah,
just
and
destroy
cheat like
everything.
cheat like fucking hell. And Toys R Us
Yeah.
didn't know about that, so yeah, I got destroyed in the first round because like this kid had like
You probably got destroyed. Everyone probably got destroyed by that kid then.
No, because at
Uh,
some point it'd just
no.
be cheaters playing against other cheaters.
yeah, it was
Versus
basically
cheaters,
cheaters
yeah.
playing against other cheaters.
Mhm.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a
Because what it would basically come down to is whoever had a weight disc that the spin section could withstand the weight. Because the attack bit didn't really matter so much so,
no.
but it's all about the weight and the type of spin mechanism. Because for the attack type Beyblades, you would want a rubber
Always want a
spin,
rubber.
or a nub on it, because it gained more friction, so it had enough like push on it. I think that's how that worked. Because you want to launch them at a certain angle. We used to play a fuck ton of Beyblade.
can
You
tell.
want to launch them at a certain angle, and then there were certain like spin bits that you'd want to use for certain types. And there's a whole lot of stuff that goes into it.
It's a lot of weird like physics stuff, but yeah.
Yep.
So it's basically a tournament of cheaters, and I'm just like here with my like just store bought shit, and I'm just like, well, I can't win.
I miss Toys R Us. When I was a kid, it always meant I was getting a Power Rangers toy. So
Oh yeah.
No,
I got my Power Rangers
yeah.
toys at Walmart, Kmart.
I don't know where I don't. Okay,
I got my
don't,
Power Rangers toys at Target.
I got a lot
I
of
don't
Super
remember
Soakers
where
at
I.
Target.
Well, I was a video game kid, so like there was no concern for toys for me.
I mean, I
Honestly.
was a
I had
video
a
game kid
concern
too,
for
but I
both
had
throughout.
like Power Rangers and like wrestling figures and Pokemon figures.
yeah,
Well, I was like the Bionicle kid. Like I
Yeah, I was about to say
I was too.
I was never-
Bionicles.
Yeah, that would be like the biggest thing I bought from Toys R Us was Bionicles, because I
I'd
love
get
building
Megazords.
things.
Yeah.
I have the original, like not the original, but I have like one of the first season Power Rangers Megazords. But like I always got Bionicles or like Lego stuff because I love building stuff. But otherwise, I was the kid on the block where you could take a video game, bring it over to me, and I'm more than likely gonna find some way past the part that you had troubles with.
okay.
Like I was,
He
like,
was the game
my friends on the
wizard.
block always called me the game master.
He was Fred Savage.
Well, I don't know what it was about games that like clicked for me and why like I didn't really buy many toys from Toys R Us, but it was like something about video games always clicked with me. And then like if I was gonna get any toys, it would definitely be something I can build, like Bionicles or like anything Lego.
What about Connects? Did
Or
anyone
I'll
have
just get like a
Connects?
bunch of Lego like sets and put them all into like a bin, just to combine every part with.
I make the most crazy ass shit with Legos. Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I
had
had more
Legos.
fun. I had more fun when I could like, where there was like a bit of a mental challenge, or like I'm just building something.
Yeah, I had Legos and I also had
Yeah.
Connects. I know what's
I had
I don't
Connect.
think
I
I've
had
ever
the
had
I had the
Connect's the one
giant
with, like,
case.
the
It was like a
s-
giant suitcase.
Yeah, the giant
no,
yellow
mine was
case.
red.
Oh,
But it
mine
was like
yellow.
it was like really
Wait,
big, right? It was like 2 feet by 2 feet, sort of.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
humongous.
What was
That's
Connect's the thing with
insane.
like the rods and
Yeah.
sockets and whatnot?
They're like
Yeah.
weird spaghetti.
Dude,
Oh, those
I-
would've been fun.
with like
I
little
pinched my
knobs on the end.
fingers so many times.
Yeah, they weren't for the weak, Dale.
Never had it.
Anytime you connected to anything, it was a gamble of skin.
Oh no, that was Beyblades. Anytime
too.
you try to grab a Beyblade back in the day, like one of the OG ones, that
Well,
was a
stop
gamble.
putting
Dude,
how badly am I gonna
shurikens
hurt
on your
myself?
Beyblades, bro.
I lost a chunk of fingernail to a Beyblade.
Oh my god. Why were
Well,
you trying to grab it while it was still spinning?
Apparently.
No, it was the ripcord caught my nail.
Oh.
So,
and-
Yeah,
Oh,
so
I
you're
never-
saying
that
to
I
let it
get.
rip?
I never had an issue with the ripcord. It was definitely the Beyblades, because I've grabbed many a Beyblade while it was still
Actually,
spinning.
you know what's funny is my old bed frame as a kid.
Was made of Beyblade.
I
Was it
was-
Beyblade?
No, I launched a Beyblade into the arena, and it hit it at a weird angle and flew out of the arena and hit my wooden bed frame, and ever since that there was an indent.
Yeah, no, those old Beyblades were no joke, dude.
Yeah, those things were
Like,
fucking
the-
dangerous.
The new ones, the
That's
new
why they have
metal
to make
ones,
regulations for tournaments.
the new metal ones are way better because you can grab them while they're still spinning and not hurt.
I mean,
yourself.
I don't want that. I
Well, I
want
mean,
toys
there's
that are
techniques.
dangerous. Bring back lawn darts.
Yeah, man, bring back. Yeah, I mean that's why we're '90s kids.
Yeah, we're
man.
hardcore, like-
we fucked with shit that was more than
Throw
likely
these
going
metal
to hurt
spikes
us
in
in
the
long
air
run.
and hope you don't impale someone.
No, the technique for grabbing a Beyblade is you take your middle and ring finger towards the bottom, and then you move your thumb over and grab the top. So that
Nah,
your
fuck
hand
that
doesn't-
shit. Going hard. You either go hard or you go home. You either sit there and
Yeah,
deal
you
with the
do that
plastic pain of death, or you go the hell home. You have to be dangerous and just live life on the edge and just go, yeah, this thing is still spinning at like at least 20 revolutions a
You gotta like
second.
Mr. Miyagi
I'ma just
it,
grab
except
this
instead of
bitch
a
straight out
fly,
the
it's, you know,
arena.
a metal, whatever that is. Just
So
Dude, those things, and it hurt a lot for plastic. Like,
Yeah.
surprisingly a lot. Because you're like, it's plastic. I could grab this and it's not gonna hurt. No, man. No, you grab one of those things, your inner palm is red. Like, it's ridiculous.
So as we reach the end of the episode, I have
Yep.
a question for you all. A genie grants you 3 wishes. You've already spent the first 2. Your third, what would you wish
we're
to
going
bring
to
back?
Horn and Hard Arts,
The
boys.
90s.
Dinner on me.
No, the 90s. The 90s.
No, of the stores that have closed that we've
See,
talked about.
now you had to go and fucking put a limitation on it.
Yeah.
I found the loophole. You just say the 90s and boom, everything that we grew up with is
Yeah,
Caldors
Caldor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we could have brought
Just go to
Caldors
Target.
back.
if
Just
you could
find an
bring
old
back
Target.
any of these stores,
Oh,
Fucking-
Pergamon.
The ones that we talked about?
yeah,
I mean, I would bring back Sports Plus. Not
Sports
a store.
Plus, definitely, yeah.
I'd bring back Borders.
See,
I'd probably bring back. I'll agree with them. I'll probably bring back Sports Plus or like.
all right.
what I
Let's
said
do
was
one
my equivalent with
store
Sports
and
Authority,
one
or Sports World.
place.
All right, then I will second Borders for the place.
Yeah.
Well, for the store, and then Sports Plus for the place.
I would actually go Bullwinkles for the event place.
But the thing is, the issues with Bullwinkles would probably still carry over.
I mean,
in time.
yeah, but Bullwinkles was that's the thing. Sports Plus was funner, but Bullwinkles was cool because it just had the atmosphere. Like,
I mean, yeah, it did. But if Sports Plus was able to thrive, who knows where it'd be now?
Yeah.
sports multiplier.
I will. For me. Oh man, I'm torn because for me it'd have to be fun and games, just because that was such it was a small old arcade that I loved.
Yeah,
dearly.
we heard you like just
Oh.
weeping while
Oh, I love that
slowly
place.
jerking while you were talking about that. I wish it was back.
I love that place. I love that place with every ounce of my heart. Like that was my childhood. I grew up there, and just out of sheer love, if I could bring it back, I would. In terms of store, Jesus Christ, fucking EB Games. Fucking bring back EB Games and actually run GameStop out. Not that I want to be that guy, but
I mean,
Nah,
GameStop,
GameStop
because
has-
GameStop
if-
needs to revitalize itself because they are not in a good
Yeah.
position, despite the stock
EB
being
Games came
almost
back-
$500.
Yeah, I was about to say they would buy EB Games again with the
but,
stock money they
they
made.
didn't. The problem is they don't make money from that. It's just
Yeah.
people buying and selling. They put the shares out. They don't make any money after that.
But anyway, Freddy, yours.
I'm gonna same thing as Peter, Sports Plus and what was it?
Borders.
Borders.
What about Pathmark? Can we bring
Yeah,
back Pathmark?
I don't really have a place, so just Borders for me.
Borders and more borders.
Yeah,
He wants
thanks,
all the
Donald
Borders
Trump.
to be brought back.
See, I don't. like the reason why I don't say Borders is because like I can go into any bookstore to do the
Yeah.
same thing
That-
I did at Borders.
I know, but I just have fond memories of
That's-
Borders.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's the thing. That's like I said, you have more fonder memories of Borders. I would just roll into any bookstore. I used to roll into any
Yeah,
bookstore.
I liked Borders because it was the local
Um,
bookstore, but at the same time, it's like I feel like Barnes and Noble when they took over, it was enough of a replacement. Even though I remember being a Borders kid, Barnes and Noble still worked.
Yeah.
But it's still gonna have the same problem.
Especially
of
if you
it's
can find the
selling you
one-
a product that is already manufactured. They don't really add any value to it. And you can get that product
Yeah.
cheaper online. That's kind of the same problem.
And then
that
the
they're
thing is like with
I could just buy the same book
Um,
on Amazon, and it's going to be, half price, versus Borders or Barnes and Noble, where it's going to be full price. And that's that's
Yeah.
the biggest problem. when you have
The other
places like
thing with,
that. If you don't give an added service, you need to you can't really just be.
I
Paying,
feel like Borders had more variety though.
Well, see, and that's the thing I was gonna bring up. Like, I can think of there was one Borders down here that had like 2 floors to it, so it had more variety. But then I could find a couple of Barnes and Nobles that had the same thing, 2 floors, and just a bit more variety than the Borders. At least for
Borders
my
might have
so
customized
it's,
a little
it's like
better
for those two, it's
to
a toss-up
their
for me.
community. Barnes and Noble feel
Yeah.
like you can walk into any Barnes and Noble and it feels like carbon copies of each other. Whereas I feel like Borders
Yeah,
kind of
'cause you
felt
know where
a
to go with
little
the Barnes and
different
Nobles.
depending on where you were.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway.
All right. So I think we at the end here. We've covered a decent amount of nostalgia of stores that we liked visiting and places to go. One place we didn't bring up was
I
like
was
food
about
places.
to say like food place, but
I
mean,
can't
we-
think
here's
of
the
any.
even though they
Here's the thing.
still
we have a
technically
whole
aren't-
topic for a new podcast.
Yeah.
even though they
there
still
we go.
technically aren't gone, I feel like we could just. I mean, we hit on it a little bit with the video game demo stations, but just the play areas in Burger King and McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Oh, we could do
yeah.
like an
Ball
arcade
pits, bro.
episode.
Yeah.
I want those
Yeah.
balls.
Ball pits.
you want to have that
playing
pink
with
eye
on
again?
that
All
note, I
around
have
me
been
at
Freddy.
all times.
You want to be getting pink
Yes.
I've been Dale.
I've been
I've
Pete.
been pink eye.
eye? And I've been funning games.
All right, everyone, thank you for listening. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we shall be back next time.
Will the crew be able to get back to the 90s and save Caldor from its dreadful fate? Find out next time on the podcast.
Count
Pink eye!